Getting off that sofa right there has been a massive challenge for me recently, but I managed to do it again today. Yes, and one of the reasons that worked was the habit tracker. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build a daily habit tracker in Notion that tracks your progress and is beautiful to use both on your mobile and on your computer. This is my daily habit tracker Notion tutorial. Hi everyone, welcome to Better Creating. My name's Simon. If you've not been to the channel before, it's all about simplifying creative life. I make videos about simple living, productivity, and creating better content. We are creating content today. We're creating our own daily habit tracker in Notion. Now, if you didn't see my previous video on building routines and habit trackers, you might want to check that out. I give a tour of a couple of systems that I've been playing with in Notion and the kind of thinking behind how they work. Come straight back here if you want to now build it. So this is a step-by-step tutorial to build this, perhaps the most satisfying and simple version of a habit tracker that I've come up with to put into a Notion system. Today I'm going to show you how to build the basic system, how we program the habit tracker. Secondly, I want to show you how to build the dashboard view. And that includes a template button where we place the habit tracker so that it's a one-click generation for each week you want to track. And finally, we'll make a simple habit tracking archive where we can put all of the history of our habits, and you've got a means to look back over the year and see how you did. Simple. Now there's two habit trackers that I shared in that previous video, and today we're going to build the second. The first is super complex. The actual programming, it would take a long time to talk you through step by step how to build that. Lots of the ideas overlap, and that more complex habit tracker I'm intending to share as a kind of goals and practices template once I've really honed it. Keep an eye out and you can check those out. So let me show you what we're going to build. This sits within the kind of personal homepage. This is a kind of copy of my personal homepage that we've been building in this video series on building this system in Notion. We've done the task management stuff here, the recurring tasks that we did, the inbox, the notebooks, and the bibliography. So it all kind of sits there. Look at the habit tracker. It's going to sit here in practices. I call them practices because habits are the things that practices become once they're inherently part of who you are. This is what we're going to do. We have the week. The week looks like this. It sits within a toggle. You click Wednesday if you've done it, and you click skip Wednesday if you didn't manage to do it, because none of us are perfect. As I do that, if I skip a few and click a few, they disappear. If I then go down to the next day, we build all these views. So we've got a report board, and we have a system board. This is what we're going to build. And this is the kind of more involved programming at the end for percentages. This has a little button of new week above it. So we're going to build this template. Finally, we have this habit tracker archive where you can drop each week and see it as one full image. Let's go back and we're going to start building it. First thing we're going to do is put a heading in. Yeah, because it's an easy thing to do. /H3 I like to use because it's not too big. And we're going to call it Daily Habit Tracker or Practices, whatever you want to call it. Go to color and we'll give it a yellow. It's positive, isn't it? So we're going to build a table. So we're going to do /table, table in line, you'll see under database, practices. Let's just have a little look at what it looks like. Now I've put time of day in here. Let's put time of day. So this is just whether you're doing it in the morning or the afternoon, and it allows you to sort them in the right order. I think we make that a select, and then you can just type them in. I just call them morning. There you go. And you can change the colors by clicking on the dots. The next one we're going to add is status. It's going to be a formula later on, but we need to build the rest first. Then we're going to add skipped days, putting in the elements first. Score, put that in, because we would like to know how many out of the days we have achieved that particular habit. So we're going to call that practice. We need to build this section, which is all of the days of the week. But also, we then build another set, which are all of the days of the week, but with skipped in front of them. So it gives us the two options to present in the final board. Let's see how quickly I can do this. I get an advantage because I get to fast forward and put these days in. And you're going to do them as check boxes. Simple as that. A good little trick is click on it and duplicate, and then just go in and change the name. Great, so you've got all of the days of the week in, then you need to do them again, and you need to add in the skipped days. So I think just go through, duplicate every single one, and then change copy of to skip. And then you just move all of these to the end so that they are lined up together as skipped. Now I need to add in a progress. So if we just click on this to show you what it is, this is the percentage of boxes from Monday to Sunday that have been ticked. So this is how we do it. We're going to add a column, we're going to turn it into a formula, and we're going to call this formula percentage progress. So we want to replace, if this is true, if it's ticked, we want to add the number 1. Say yes, 1 has been checked, okay? And then we're going to add a percentage formula around that. I'm going to do to number. We're going to put replace, and then another brackets, prop Monday, comma, and we're going to say if true, put a comma, put the number 1. And then you're going to close the brackets and close them again because there are 2 brackets that start that off. So that is the essential formula we now need to repeat. So we're going to put a space and we're going to go a plus, so it's also. Now I think the easiest way to do this then is take all of this, copy it and paste it in again, and then change Monday to the next day. And in fact, you can copy all of that and work your way down. Make sure you're spelling this element the same as it's written within related column. So you've got all of that. That's just going to say 0 at the moment. So now what we're going to do is we're going to round this. So you're going to put round brackets times 100, and then another brackets. So you have that, and then you're going to close the brackets on all of that again. Divide it by the number of days, which is 7. So that's a slash 7. And then divided by 100. You need to have closed off all of these brackets. So you need to round this up to 100. Then we're going to be divided by 7 and close all of that off, and then divide that by 100. No brackets on the end. As we click into this, you'll see that this turns up as a percentage as I work through Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's currently a decimal, so on 1, 2, 3 number here, we click on that and turn it into a percent, then you will see it as a percent. Now the next thing we want to add in is exactly the same formula, but for the skipped tick boxes, so we have a percentage of what is ticked. So let's do that. The easiest way to do this is to take this entire formula, copy it, this is why you've done the work, add a new column called, turn that into a formula, paste the formula next to it in, and then replace where it says Monday, Tuesday with skip. So you're just replacing the name of the tick box. That is how to create a percentage formula in Notion. Now let's look at other ways to report. Okay, so now we're going to put in the status and the skipped days. Now these are if formulas. I've written down the percentage numbers for each day to have them ready when I'm typing in the formula. This is my status formula up here. So we're going to build this formula from this percentage skipped amounts. Now if you look at this formula, it's a series of if statements that link together. Quite simple once you understand it. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to go in to status, turn it into a formula, and we want to start with if. If we want the proposition to be percentage skipped, and if percentage skipped is equal to, you just put a double equals sign, space, 0.14 is my first number, comma, then you say what you want it to say. If I've only skipped 1, that's good. If you want to add emojis, do it once you've completed the formula and drop them in, because you can copy and paste them in. Then we're going to put a comma, okay? So that is the first section. Now again, what you could do is copy this and paste it in, and then you're going to change the number to the next number. So you can write what you like. The next one, if percentage skipped is 0.43, you just work your way down. I'm going to call that one okay, and so on. Let's just work through that. So I'm making 0.71 and 0.86 poor. If 1 is skipped, so if 100% is skipped, not done. So we're going to put that in. If it's none of those, what will it be? Because an if statement works on if it's this, do this, otherwise this. Otherwise, and I would say that is probably perfect. And then we just close brackets until we see the done button light up. Click done, and we should then, if we check here, if we skip one, good, fine, okay, poor, 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 not done, depending on how you want it to look. In order to put in these emojis, what I would do is just down on the page here is put emoji, find my emoji, /emoji. What I can then do is just copy this, copy the tick button, go into my status, put a space, drop it in, good, and then it turns up with that. So on and so forth. So for skipped days, so I can show how many days have been skipped, and it's exactly the same formula, but instead of writing, we write the numbers. So we go, if it's 0.14, you're gonna put 1 is skipped. If it's 0.29, you're gonna put 2 is skipped. And then at the end, if it's none of them, you're gonna put 0. But it should work just by replacing the words that you used in the other one. So copy that one across, paste it in and edit it. So we turn that into a formula. We want to be able to give ourselves a score. Score, move it down. It's exactly the same, but it's on progress. We're going to put percentage progress rather than percentage skipped, and we're going to put in 1 out of 7 if the percentage progress is 0.14. So you're taking this reading from the boxes ticked for ones you actually have done. So all of these are just ways of showing you how to calculate progress, calculate views. Let's do that one. So an example of that would be to go in here, copy this, turn score into a formula, paste it in, then change percentage skipped to progress, and then we're going to change this to 1 out of 7 and work your way through. That is working beautifully. So that is the programming. We need to add a template for each of these practices. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into new, click here, add a new template. So we've got quite a messy view now, right? So we want to kind of clean this up. So click on each of these and we're going to do always hide to all of the checkboxes. And then if you want to organize these within this view, you can do that simply by clicking up here and go customize page to move things around. So for example, status. I might want the status right up the top. Just ways of showing you how to measure this stuff. You can have the view you want. I'm going to add an icon to it. That's a template done. So, delete all of these. I'm going to add a new, let's say journal. Click into it, click new practice, and then you can edit from here and you have that system set up. Now the cover is the thing that will turn up on your board view. And then of course set your time of day. So simply going in here, I want to journal in the morning. Great, so now you need to add in all of the daily practices that you want to be doing because we're going to then use this as the basis to create the template. So that is our main kind of system view, and we're going to call it that, but we're going to add some other views as well now. I want to first of all create a reporting view. So we're going to call that a table, create that view. Now we'll go back in and the default view we're just going to rename to system, and then table view we want to call progress report. Now this obviously has too many views in it, so we're going to click on these little dots up on the right, and then we're going to click on properties, and we're just going to hide all of the skips. I don't want to see percentage skipped actually. I don't really need time of day either. So that is a report. Then we want to add in the daily views. So these are the views that we're going to use in order to make the habit tracker work. This is all going within the same system. So you're going to add another view and you're going to click on gallery view. I can now delete all of this. So there they are as simple kind of pages. Now we want to adjust these. So we're going to go to properties, and up here where it says card page, card preview, click on page cover and then you'll get the images. Card size, you can pick them. I like them being small, it takes up less space, which is quite nice. And then you want the information within them. So I want to see the status, and then I want to see the tick boxes for the specific day this board is going to be for. So we're going to start on a Monday, so I want to show Monday, and I want to show skip Monday, and it gives me the option then on those boards to click them, yeah? And I'm going to show my score, and you can see that you need to move these around so that they're all lined up. Then I simply rename this gallery view, put system at the bottom of that list with progress report above it, and then all the days of the week, so they start on a Monday, so that when we load this up out of the template, you'll always start on the right day. Now the other thing you're going to want to put in here is a sort, adding a sort in where time of day is ascending, so that you're going to work from morning to afternoon. You could, of course, as well in properties, put in the time of day if you wanted to see that. Like this, move that up. That's another option to have that there. Now, before we duplicate this, we're actually going to need to do one more thing. So we've got all of those views. We're also going to need to add a filter, because at the moment, if I tick this, nothing happens. I want it to clear this view so that as I work through them, I'm ticking them off, they're disappearing. So to do that, I need to add a filter. I'm gonna go into the menu over here, click filter. We wanna add a filter, and I want where Monday is not checked, okay? And then you're gonna add another filter to the group, and where skip Monday is not checked. So that should mean that if I click either of those, they disappear. So of course, you're gonna have to change that within each view as you make it. But now all you've got to do is click on Monday, duplicate it, change it into Tuesday, and so we're gonna have to adjust the days being there and adjust the filter to match it, and then you're good. Turn off Monday, turn on Tuesday, rearranging so that they look the same. And we're gonna work all the way down so we've got Monday to Sunday. Let's do it. Okay, so we now have our views. We've got Monday to Sunday. So now, all we need to do is build the template, because the template button is going to allow us to just regurgitate this same template every time and be able to use it each week. The best way to do this is to put the whole thing within a little toggle. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to do /tog and put in a toggle list. And you're going to call this week. Take the practices system. I'm going to make sure it's on Monday, and I'm going to drop it into the week. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do /template button. We're going to click that, and we're going to configure this template button so that it is new week. Delete this, and we're going to drop it into there. Close that. Now this is the joy of it. So we have our original now within the template button. It's really nice and clean. If I click new week, it will drop me a week in, which is good. I'm going to put that above that now. I can just type in, or whatever you want to call it, just drop that into the habit tracker archive to archive it. So we're going to need to now make that. We're going to do /page. We're going to make it full width, go up to the dots up here. You can call it what you like, daily practices archive. Make it empty with an icon. I'm going to change the icon. I'm just going to put a little divider because I think it looks clean. Anything you drop in here will drop underneath that. So we now have that set up just like the one above. Look, it's looking the same. So if I once the weekday is complete, I've worked my way through it, I can then just click on progress report, close it up, or leave it open even better, and drop it into the practices archive, and you'll see your report as it was, and they will just drop down beneath it. If you want to add new practices to this system, daily practices, you're obviously going to want to do that within the template so that they're generated each week. If you want to move this to like your home screen, it's good to build it in a clean page. You can just click on here, click move to, and then just drop it into your personal home. If you do them in an order, they'll all turn up in that same order at the bottom of that page. I've made some space up here in action just now. I'm going to take all of that, I'm going to move it up, and there it is, simple as that. If you saw my previous video on recurring tasks, obviously I've got daily tasks within that, and that essentially is a glorified habit tracker. Now my intention with this is actually to change the way I'm doing recurring tasks so that they are populating the calendar. So the calendar view contains them. Under the next 7 days, I have a calendar view where I have generate new weekly tasks that I can then populate this calendar with. More on that coming soon in my wider Notion tour. Do you know what the best thing you could do right now is, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it valuable, is hit that like button. It goes a huge way to help me grow the channel and reach more people with this content. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit that bell notification so you see when more of my videos pop up. And let me know in the comments below how this goes for you and what else you'd like to see built within the system. Yeah, whatever happens, get off your computer, get outside, enjoy the fresh air, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.